Joining me here on set is the Lebanese ambassador to France, Rabih El Chaer. Thanks very much for joining us on the programme. You were just telling me just before you came on, you've actually stayed in that hotel that was hit overnight. I mean,
long time ago.
A long time ago, but you know the area well. You know
I live next to
the kind of people who might have been staying. There have been these allegations that there may have been some kind of Iranian official in there. I mean, do you take any credence to that?
We don't have any further information. We know that they hate someone, and the identity of that person is not verified yet. But the most important thing that this is a place that is very close to the presidential palace, and when Israel hit these kind of places, where in Lebanese terms they don't host people how can I say, that kind of strike doesn't allow people to receive displaced easily. Yeah. So each time you will receive a displaced, you will check on its identity, and it is a nightmare. So people will remain on the street and will be deterred to find a shelter. So, and this will create a humanitarian problem that Lebanon cannot afford. Let me remind you that till this day, since 3 days, and we have almost 60,000 displaced in Lebanon. So, and we don't have the capacity to receive all of them. And a part of the population now is becoming very sensitive to receive them. So this is alarming, and this cannot continue.
And it's not something that the Lebanese government is able to cope with or able to deal with?
The government will hold a meeting today, and to find a solution to this problem. It's not easy. Our government already is facing serious budget problems, and this stress and this pressure will have an impact on the economy and on the peace, social peace within the society.
Do you see any justification for these attacks? I mean, Israel will say they were involved in a war with Iran, and Hezbollah decided to attack Israeli positions as part of that war, and therefore they have to defend themselves and fight back.
Look, no, there is no reason for those strikes, especially that the Lebanese state took a decision that considered the military arm of Hezbollah is illegal. And since a year, since the elections of the President Joseph Aoun and the appointment of the Prime Minister Nawaf Salam and the government is making serious effort to disarm Hezbollah. And they finished the first part of it in the south of Lebanon, and with the confirmation of the international community.
But it's not succeeding, is it? Because those rocket attacks have carried on.
The rocket had been launched from the north of Litani, not from the south. So this part is closed and is clean, and is the Lebanese government has a monopoly on it. So, and we were about to continue that. And let me remind you, today we should have held here in France a conference to help the Lebanese army to continue its plans. So we are on the right track. Of course, Hezbollah did wrong. And when hitting Israel, he involved Lebanon in a regional war that the Lebanese government doesn't want to get involved into. We don't want war, we don't want escalation, and we make it clear. And Israel should reach or receive this message. And while Israel overreacted against these strikes, it seems that also either Israel has its own plan regarding Lebanon, and they say that they want to extend the buffer zone, or they are being the victims also of these military arm of Hezbollah, that they are calling for more escalation so they can legitimize their arms, and which will weaken the Lebanese government.
Yeah, I mean, that's the difficulty, isn't it? I mean, you mentioned the Lebanese president issuing that ban on Hezbollah's military. At the same time, just a few moments ago, while you were coming into the studio, Hezbollah has said it's targeted the headquarters, for example, of Israeli aerospace industries. I mean, Hezbollah is continuing, isn't it, to carry out attacks on Israel?
Yeah, and we are against that, and we are condemning that, and we are taking measures against that. Let me remind you that yesterday or the day before, when starting the point, when the government took this decision, the army started to enhance its checkpoints in the south, and they captured 12 members of Hezbollah, armed members, and it is a premiere in Lebanon, and they are continuing to hold these people responsible of their actions. So rather than enhancing and strengthening the Lebanese government and the Lebanese army in its decisions, Israel is like destroying Lebanon and giving a reason for the rhetoric of Hezbollah.
Is there ever going to be a point, do you think, where the Lebanese government would be strong enough, though, to really dismantle Hezbollah?
We are getting through that. It will take time. Hezbollah built its arms over 40 years. So you cannot ask the Lebanese government to disarm them in 40 days. So it will take time, and we need the money, we need equipment, so to strengthen the Lebanese army and the Lebanese interior forces. So, and this is why we wanted the international support today and tomorrow and any time. So this is why I call the international community to continue and to help Lebanon and to help the Lebanese army in its plan to disarm Hezbollah and to stop this escalation, because it is having a negative effect on the Lebanese government. And so if we have a real intention to disarm Hezbollah, we have to strengthen the Lebanese government, and we have to stop striking. And most of it, Israel shouldn't get on the ground and occupy more ground in Lebanon.
How do you think this will impact public opinion about Hezbollah? I mean, we've heard various sound bites over the last few days from people very angry with Hezbollah for dragging Lebanon back into this war. I mean, do you think public opinion will sway further away from Hezbollah? Because it still has a lot of support.
It still has a lot of support because of the size of Israel, and Israel is not like helping the Lebanese government in its plan. But let me tell you, of course, for the first time, we are feeling that Hezbollah's support of its military actions are getting weak. Inside the Shiite community also, the decision of banning its military arm was backed up by the party of our speaker, Rabih El Chaer. So a good part of the Shiite that are represented in the government are starting to face Hezbollah and being against its plans. Also, the population, the way that they did it and the timing. So they didn't do anything during the last 2 years since the ceasefire. And now, after hitting Iran, they started to hit Israel, and not only Israel, they are starting to hit Cyprus, apparently. So we are against that. We will. The Lebanese government is determined to ban that, and the Lebanese opinion also, public opinion, is shifting. Not yet, but is shifting. But really, to make a real difference, we have to stop Israel, and we have to push Israel to withdraw from Lebanese ground.
Just want to ask you about France as well. Emmanuel Macron, in his speech on French television last night, talking about Lebanon, called for Israel to respect Lebanese territory and its integrity. He also said France stands alongside the Lebanese authorities. But is there more, do you feel, that France and other nations indeed could be doing?
Look, we welcome this call from the President Macron. It wasn't the first one. France is standing next to the Lebanese government since a long time, and we are aligned with it. So yes, we need any pressure on Israeli to stop and to withdraw, and also we need any support for the Lebanese army, so we will be able to really disarm Hezbollah and open a new chapter in the Lebanese future.